This video is about graphing inequalities on a coordinate plane. So before we graph an inequality, we want to see, given the equation 3x minus 6y is greater than negative 20, is negative 4, 3 a solution? So to test if this is a solution, we want to substitute the x value in for x and the y value in for y, and we want to see what number we get. So when we do this, we have 3 times negative 4 minus 6 times 3 is greater than negative 20. So we would get negative 12 minus 18 is greater than negative 20. Negative 30 is not greater than negative 20. So is this a solution? No. So we are going to graph inequalities. Now we've done this before. When we are graphing inequalities, remember that we want the equation in y equals mx plus b, but instead of the equal sign, we are going to have an inequality sign. So there are 4 inequality signs that we could have: less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. So remember that when we are having a less than or a greater than symbol, we want to use a dashed line because we do not want to include the values on the line as solutions. When we have a less than or equal to or a greater than or equal to symbol, we want to use a solid line. In this case, we do want to include the values as a solution. Remember to shade to show all of our solutions. So if it is a greater than symbol, so greater than or equal to, we are going to shade above the line. If it is less than or equal to, we are going to shade below the line. So number 2, we have y is less than or equal to 5/3 x minus 7. So if we look at the equation, the first thing we want to do is identify our slope and our y-intercept. So remember, the slope is always in front of the x, so our slope is 5/3. The number by itself is the y-intercept, which we're going to write as a coordinate 0, negative 7. So we're going to start out graphing like we would for a normal line. We're going to start at negative 7, and we're going to use our slope up 5, right 3, as far as we can across the board. Once we have our line, we know that we have a less than or equal to sign. So because there's a bar underneath that, means it's going to be solid, and we are going to shade below the line. So we are going to connect these points with a solid line. With arrows on both sides of our line, and then we are going to shade below. So this means these points are all the solutions for that line. In number 3, the equation is not with the y by itself yet, so we need to move over the 3x. So we're going to subtract 3x from both sides. Y is less than negative 3x plus 8. So our slope is going to be negative 3, which we can write as negative 3 over 1. Our b value is going to be 0.8. So we are going to start at 8 on the y-axis. And then we're going to use our slope down 3, right 1, all the way across our graph. So down 3, right 1, until we can't go any further. Now, this is a less than symbol, which means that our line is going to be dashed, and we are going to shade below the line. So we're going to dash our line, and then we're going to shade below. So below is thinking about like using monkey bars for the line, so we would be underneath the line over here. In number 4, we have negative 3y is less than negative 9x plus 15. So to get the y by itself, we need to divide by negative 3. So y is greater than 3x minus 5. So our m value is 3. Our b value is 0, negative 5. So on our graph, we start at negative 5 on the y-axis, 3 means that we're going to go up 3, right 1, as far as we can across the graph. This time we can also go backwards of down 3 and left 1 to make a full line. This is a greater than symbol since we divide by a negative number and we had to flip our symbol. So this line is going to be dashed and we are going to shade above. We have our dashed line with our arrows and we are going to shade above our line. In number 5, we have 5x plus 2y is greater than or equal to 14. So to solve for y, first we need to move the x to the other side. So we're going to subtract 5x. 2y is greater than or equal to negative 5x plus 14. Then we can divide everything by 2. So y is greater than or equal to negative 5 over 2x plus 7. So our slope is going to be negative 5 over 2. Our y-intercept is going to be 7. So on our graph, we start at 7. We're going to go down 5, right 2. Because it's a greater than or equal to sign, our line is going to be solid, and we are going to shade above. So we're going to connect these points so that we are shading, we have a connected line, and then we are going to shade above the line. Next, we have 12x minus 6y is less than 30. So first we're going to move the x to the other side by subtracting 12x. Negative 6y is less than negative 12x plus 30. Then we're going to divide everything by negative 6, which is going to flip the direction of our inequality. So instead of less than, it's now greater than 2x minus 5. So in this case, our slope is 2. Our b value is 0, negative 5. So on our graph, we're going to start at negative 5. With a slope of 2, we're going to go up 2, right 1, all the way across the graph. We can also go down 2 and left 1 to make a complete graph. Now, because it is a greater than symbol, that means the line is going to be dashed, and we are going to shade above. So we have a dashed line, and then we're going to shade above. In number 7, we have 2x plus 4y is greater than or equal to negative 20. So we are going to add 2x to both sides. 4y is greater than or equal to 2x minus 20. Then we're going to divide everything by 4. So y is greater than or equal to 1/2 x minus 5. So our slope here is going to be 1/2. Our b value is going to be 0, negative 5. So we're going to start at negative 5. We're going to go up 1, right 2, all the way across the graph. We can also go down 1 and left 2. Then we have a greater than or equal to symbol, so that means our line is going to be solid and we are going to shade above. So we're going to connect these points and then we're going to shade above our graph. In number 8, we have x is less than or equal to 6. Remember that x is a vertical line, so at 6 on the x-axis, we are going to have a solid vertical line because it's less than or equal to. Now, because it's a vertical line, it does not have an above or below, but the arrow is pointing to the left, so we are going to shade to the left of the line. So if it's a vertical line, we just use the direction the arrow is pointing, like if we were on the number line. In number 9, we have y is less than negative 3. So we have negative 3 on the y-axis, which is going to be a dashed line. And then we are going to shade below because it is less than. In number 10, we have y is greater than or equal to 6. So we're going to have a dot at 6 for y. It's going to be a solid line because it's a less than or equal to, or sorry, it's a greater than or equal to, so it's a solid line. And then we're going to shade above. In number 5, we have x is greater than -5. So we're going to go to -5. It's going to be a dotted vertical line. It's pointing to the right, so we are going to shade our graph to the right. Write a system of equations to model the situations below. So this is going to relate into our system of equations unit with equal signs, and then we are going to apply it to inequalities in the next few lessons. So last year you mowed the grass and shoveled snow for 10 houses. You earned $180 per household for mowing lawns for the entire summer and $200 per household for shoveling snow for the entire winter. If you earned $1,880, how many households did you mow and shovel for? So our variables here are we are going to have M for mowing lawn. We are going to have S for shoveling snow. So we know that there are 10 households that we shoveled and mowed. So M plus S equals 10. Then we want one with our equation of money. So we mowed for $180, plus we shoveled snow for $200, which equals a total of $1,880. In number 13, a sightseeing boat charges $5 for children and $8 for adults. On the first trip of the day, it collects $439. If 71 passengers are on the boat, how many children and adults are there? So we have C for children, and we have A for adults. So we know that there are 71 passengers, so C plus A equals 71. We know that it's $5 per children plus $8 per adult for a total of $439.